Hey guys, I'm finally back with another episode of my podcast. I just got texted. I have been waiting for so long to record this. I don't know why I never did, but I should have. And I I got caught up. A little bit of nothing, I guess. I don't know. I didn't really want to record, honestly. I kind of have been going through a rough patch, and I'll talk about that today. So, let's just get into it. Starting with, a lighter note. I have been so stressed out lately that I found a gray hair on my head today. And it's growing in the same place that there was one, I think, late December, early January. I was vacationing in Texas. I was visiting a family member. And we were eating breakfast at our Airbnb, and they were like, "You got a gray hair on your head." And I was like, "What?" I found the same one today. But it's not like, it's short. So it's new. So the other one must have fell out, right? That's just so weird. It's kind of odd to think about it, honestly. Life updates. I have been doing pretty okay. My Weezer obsession has gotten worse. As you can see, I started watching South Park regularly. I watched it a little bit before, but now it's a bigger part of my life. And I got a desk, which is back there. It's pretty cool. So, maybe we should start with the fact that I've kind of been getting bullied, actually. This one is a little bit of a tougher topic. So I'll just kind of explain to the best of my ability without name dropping anything, because I've already done enough of that on this channel, what's been going on with me. It all started, I am a very nice person, right? I have a pencil pouch, and I have a lot of Posca markers. Somebody that I knew, that I somewhat trusted, I'm not friends with her, I never was, but I knew her well enough that I was like, okay, maybe she won't do anything weird with these, because I let her borrow them before. She asked to use my red Posca. And then a few minutes later, I turn around, because they're all laughing and talking about what they did. There is an unused tampon hanging on the window, and they colored it in red and expanded it with my Posca and ruined the marker in the process, which is a good thing that I had too. And I was like, okay, guys, what the hell? Never got an apology for that one. The same people, continuing with that one, the next day, even though it was clearly jokingly, she, this girl that asked for the Posca, just she was like, "Oh, it was all Tori's fault." Girl, I didn't have anything to do with it. You didn't even tell me what you're gonna use it for. What the hell? Anyways, a few days later, probably, I was sitting in my assigned seat in class in ELA. Same people are throwing some water slime around, and they throw it over my head. It lands in my hair. I get grossed out. I pull it out, put it on her seat. She sees it. It has one of my hairs in it, because they put slime in my hair. Part of it's gonna come out. She looks at it. She picks it up, and she goes, "Ew." It was my fault. There was a few days later. I was already having a bad day. I get overwhelmed really easily, and it's not good. So I was just kind of chilling. I was just kind of, hanging out in my seat, and I was doing group work, because that's what we were doing that day. They were sitting right behind me. I thought I heard somebody say my name. So I told them to stop. They said, "We didn't say anything. We said a word that sounds like your name. You're a liar." So I asked my friend that I was sitting with, and she said, "Yeah, I heard it too." She went over and she told them to stop. Not even 2 minutes later, I hear them saying my name again. They're like, "Let's all say a different part of her name and see if she notices." And then later, not even minutes later, they're sitting there and they're pointing at my backpack and laughing. So I listen in, and they're talking about one of the pins on my backpack, which was an inside joke with my best friend. So I had to take it off a few days later because I don't want to get made fun of anymore. That was, I don't remember if it was the same day or the day before I had a theater performance. We had rehearsal for 3 hours after school until 6:30, which is when the performance was. One of the girls that was making fun of me, the one that asked to use the tampon thing, no, asked to use the marker to color in. You know what I mean. She, there was somebody standing behind her. I don't know sign language, but it was clear what she was saying. She did this and then pointed at me. And that girl had her phone out. Somebody said, "Why are you recording?" She said, "I'm not recording." Because she wasn't recording. She was taking pictures of me. I was just telling everybody to be quiet because we were rehearsing and we weren't supposed to talk. It pisses me off. Every single time that I have like a little bit of a mental breakdown, because I get overwhelmed very easily and it is hard for me to regulate my emotions. I am trying to work on it. We're doing self-control units right now. I will sit there and I will look over in their direction and they are pointing and laughing every single time. It's just like, it's overwhelming. There's not really much going on in my life, though. I started collecting CDs and vinyl. Most of it is Weezer. You can tell. That's my art. That's my art. That's my art. That is my art. That is my art. This is the parking receipt from when we went to see them. Very cool. 2 pictures of me and my friend, and just a whole bunch of stuff that I printed out up here. I have 2 tags from Weezer merchandise that one of them I found on the floor, didn't even know that I had. I also put my vinyl posters up there, which I might be getting more because my mom ordered me the box set, and I'm really excited for that. So, yeah. What else do I talk about? I have minutes left. There's not really just, it's not much. I've been through the same old. I don't remember when we made the last episode, but I'm a little bit older now, and I feel like I'm just different. I've been pretty sick these past few days. Past few weeks, I keep getting colds on and off. And recently, this one has been messing up my voice really bad. And I haven't been able to sing, which makes me feel bad because I can't practice. I love singing and I love practicing. That might be one of the reasons why I've been so down lately. Just like some personal stuff happened that was kind of really shocking. Somebody in my family got hurt. I'm not going to say who or how exactly, but it was kind of crazy. Everybody's okay. Nobody's dead. Everybody's fine. Somebody in my city, a high schooler, got ran over by a bus yesterday. I have had Taco Bell twice this week, which is not a bad thing. I really, really like Taco Bell. I just had it today. I also had it for lunch on Wednesday because I wasn't at school because I was feeling bad. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. I'm sorry, I was just swallowing some phlegm. So, I've also been getting back into the Muppets recently. I used to really, really like the Muppets. There's a Weezer music video for the song Keep Fishin', and it's got the Muppets in it. It's on The Muppet Show, even though it was long finished by then. And they didn't do a reboot in 2002, so I don't know if there's even actually an episode for that. There probably isn't. They should make a new episode for it because they did the one episode of the reboot this year. If they get greenlit for a whole entire series, they should make an episode with Weezer because best band on the planet. in my opinion. Everybody has their own opinions. They're all entitled to it. Concert wise, I haven't been anything. I have been to something new. I went to Louder Than Life Fest in September. I don't know if I said this on the last one, but I wasn't having very much fun. I had hand, foot, and mouth disease. I was covered in hives. It was so hot outside. And I was just kind of like at the festival, and it was the bands that we were there for were Cavalera, Marilyn Manson, Cannibal Corpse, Rob Zombie, and Slayer. I don't listen to any of those regularly. I do listen to some Slayer songs and some Sepultura songs from Chaos AD only, exclusively. So it's just kind of been like bland. But next month I'm gonna go see Aesthetic Perfection, an hour and a half away in One Direction. Not One Direction, the boy band. Ew. I'm also going to Disney with the orchestra next month. Speaking of the freaking orchestra, we did MPA. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's kind of like a competition. Just recently, and afterwards we went to the mall. We figured out what our rating was when we got on the bus. We got excellent. Pretty good for a middle school orchestra. And we listened to the feedback. It was all pretty good. Actually, I'm a bass, and most of the basses didn't actually get that bad of a of like comments on the feedback. She was saying like, you guys are doing so good, just churn your F holes a little more towards the crowd so we can hear you. I don't know how I'm supposed to do that. I learned how to play my bass churned in, but whatever. I think maybe we should rotate it to the other side of the stage, like more behind the cellos this way instead of that way, so that we're not like in the front of the stage, but we're like over here. If that makes sense. Anyways, I gotta go now. Got short today, but that's all I have for this episode, and also probably for the next few months. So I'll let you know if anything happens with the bullying, and I'll tell you how my concerts go, and I'll tell you how the Disney trip goes, and I'll tell you about any Weezer stuff if you want to hear it. But I'm gonna end the episode here at 13 minutes instead of 15.